The first question they would ask is, how can you leave your child? No mother wants to hear that. My daughter was supposed to come here on 28th of March, and 24th of March, India announced their circuit breaker.
They're assuming that love is only anchored in proximity.
I was lying down on a biopsy table. The doctor said that there is a chance that this may come out as positive, and I think you should prepare your treatment options. Something just hit me. I felt she's not a baby anymore. Why am I trying to protect her like a baby? She's becoming her own person. I have to give her the power to choose herself and the trust that whatever the decision may be, I will be by her side. That's something that I wanted to empower her.
Today on In Motherhoods, I'm speaking with Jennifer Siemons, a single mother, a survivor, and someone who has understood that love does not need to be anchored in proximity. Jen, when you first arrived in Singapore, you were asked why your daughter wasn't with you. That must have really cut deep and hurt for you.
Thank you, Steph, for having me here. This is one question that no mother would want to hear. Any mother who wants to be with her child is not willingly leaving her child. There has to be some reason behind it. I was very young when I got married, and I had my child also very young. And by the time I left my marriage, which was abusive,
I'm sorry to hear that.
we left with 7,000 rupees in hand. She was in her pajamas and I was in my pajama, and that's all we had.
I just want to hold you to that strength because it takes a lot of courage and guts to walk out from an abusive marriage. At that moment already speaks of the strength that you hold as a person, Jen.
Thank you so much, Steph. I think more than a person, a mother is always very powerful when she comes to think about these things, right? So I was working for a bank then, and I got an opportunity to come to Singapore. It was an opportunity that I did not want to miss, but I also had a very small child with me.
3 years old, you said.
Yeah. This is something that I had to decide whether am I going to be away from my child for the present so that I can give her a better future, or how to go about this.
And you've never been to Singapore, right, before that?
No. So funny enough, I had seen Singapore in Crazy Rich Asians. So that's all I knew about Singapore.
That's not Singapore, guys. That's only a slice of Singapore exclusively for the rich and famous.
Yeah. So that's all I knew about Singapore by then. And when this happened, so I had a discussion with my parents. My parents have been always very supportful of me. So I sat down. My daughter was very young to understand this, but I spoke with my parents and I told them that this is an opportunity and I don't want to miss this. When I came here, people across, even my very good friends and my family members, the first question they would ask is, how can you leave your child? Right? No mother wants to hear that.
No.
And there was a period of time when I was quite uncomfortable with this. I was trying to justify to each and every one. But there came one point when I thought, however uncomfortable this may be, my reality is this. And this is something that only my daughter and I have to accept.
Correct.
And we have to be comfortable with this.
Exactly.
And that's how I landed here in Singapore.
Let's draw out the assumption that your friends and these other mothers are making. They're assuming that love is only anchored in proximity, that you must be in proximity with your child in order to love or be seen to be a good mother, But very much they forget that, hey, you are living and choosing a sacrifice in order to give your daughter a better life. And if you don't take this decision, you won't be able to have this opportunity. So this opportunity means so much more. And in fact, is carrying you as a mother in a different light. So how do you hold on to your truth when they were bombarding you with this?
There were many people who were not comfortable with this, but I did tell them that this is something that I have to do. that I have to be away from my daughter so that I can build a future for her. I can give that support to her, which was very much needed at that point of time. And of course, I was in plan to bring my daughter to
Yes.
Singapore
Yeah, once you settle
once
down
I settle
and then
down.
you can bring her over. You were scouting the little, like, I guess, preschools around you.
Yeah, so at that point of time, yes, because she was 5 years old. So I was looking for KG and everything was almost set. So I came in 2019, just a day after National Day. I still remember it. So, slowly I settled my life. I got an apartment for us, all the help that was needed. And I was almost ready to bring my daughter here.
And then
And then COVID hit.
and then COVID hit. Oh gosh, what a spanner in the works. And then what happened?
So my daughter was supposed to come here on 28th of March, and 24th of March, India announced their circuit breaker.
That must have been so devastating for you.
I think even today when I speak about this. And then shortly after, even Singapore announced their circuit breaker. You have thought about a life so meticulously. You think
Yeah,
everything
you
is
plan for
fine.
everything. Yes.
Yeah. What can go
Nobody saw
wrong?
COVID happening.
I can laugh about it now, but at that point of time,
Your heart must have shattered into a million pieces.
oh yeah, it took me some time to even accept. I think the mom guilt always follows you through. So it happened that why did this happen? She's once again far away from me.
How did you keep your connection alive during that time?
Through WhatsApp. So we used to do video calls regularly. And once again, I would bring my
Thank God
parents
for
here.
technology.
Yeah. So they were the one who formed bridge most of the times. So we spoke regularly. And whenever we fell down, my daughter had a crazy dance routine. So she would do that and we would start laughing. So I think WhatsApp was one way through which we kept connection. And as a mother, you would know. So when COVID started, my daughter had just lost her front tooth.
Oh,
by
my
the
boy he just took out his first teeth over the weekend as well.
And by the time the circuit breaker ended, my daughter had almost dropped all her tooth and it had regrown. So that's the kind of growth that she had.
You don't want to miss those moments.
You definitely don't want to miss those moments. But I think when you don't have any other option, you just take it with you, right? And then 2 years passed by and it was end of 2022.
2022.
And I thought, okay,
You want to try again.
yes.
Now the doors have opened and you want to bring her again and you had the conversation again. Was this when you got diagnosed?
Once again, when I thought that, okay, now is the time to bring my daughter down the line, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. So, what a blow it was, even today, when I think about it.
How was that moment like for you?
I think there are certain moments in your life that is etched over. And this one particular moment when I think I was lying down on a biopsy table and the doctor was taking multiple specimens for the biopsy. And while she was taking, she just said that, there is a chance that this may come out as positive. And I think you should prepare your treatment options. And I think something broke in me.
You can only be so strong for so long, right? And you've been holding on to that strength for your daughter for so long.
And I remember crying continuously on the table. And all I could think was just one thing. What about my daughter? What has happened to me? Why this? And there are so many emotions that are being I don't think I can verbalize them as well. That the guilt comes after. That why has this happened to me? Now what? And the most important thing was my daughter already doesn't have one parent. And what will happen if the other parent is also not around? And that's the only thought that kept running. That at that point, my daughter was around 7, 8 years old. And the only thought was, I didn't even know I had stage 3 cancer. I just knew it may be cancer. And I was like, if it is cancer, what do I go and tell my 8-year-old?
Did you hold that for a little while or did you share the news relatively quickly?
I held it for some time because for me to even accept that took me some time. I cried a lot. Then I said, okay, I think I've done enough crying. And most of my crying was around being a parent.
I think that's the first time I've heard that. I've done enough crying. Wow, Jen, you're made of steel.
So most of that crying was because I was thinking as a parent. But for a short while, I said, I have to also think as a patient, right? I cannot be crying. Then I called up my parents and then I informed them that this is what it is. And I think I would have to take my treatments here in Singapore. Since I was in visa, I couldn't go back to India for my treatments. So I would have to be here. And then the most important question came.
What's going to happen to Andrea?
Yes. And how are we going to tell her as well? Because this isn't something that you can hide. Whatever you try to hide, after 2-3 weeks, your physical self is going to show you the child. So how are you going to prepare her? And my father said that, she's very young. She may not understand what you're saying. So I think we would have to come up with something. And then we came up with a story because I had this habit of coloring my hair often. So we gave her a story that I colored my hair, I got an allergy, and
And your hair fell off?
my hair would be falling off in coming weeks. And she seemed pretty okay and she took the news. But the day when my hair fell off, I went and got a zero cut. And my daughter was broke. She couldn't take it. And she cried her hearts out.
And you were faced with being honest and wanting to protect her as well.
Yeah, I think that's a dilemma that we mothers always face, right? That innate feeling to protect your child. And I had gone back to India after my chemo. And around that time, I felt, okay, I should have this conversation with her. Yeah, she was 8 by then. And we feel children don't know much, but I think somehow they have this third sense or how...
Sixth sense.
Sixth sense, yeah, the sixth sense. So they have this. And then she kept asking me, she said, this cannot be an allergy, no one has allergy this long. So what has happened to you? You tell me. So I always, whenever we speak, so the ending sentence is, so she calls me Amma. So I say, who's Amma strong girl? So she said, I am Amma strong girl. You can tell me.
Wow. Love that spirit.
So then I sat her down. And of course, I didn't say that I have cancer, but I said I have an illness for which I might have to take treatment for some time. This may be lifelong as well. I may not be able to do certain things because then even walking few steps, I would feel breathless. So I said, these are things and I might have to, are you okay with it? She said, of course. And don't worry, I'll take care of you. You'll be all fine.
Oh my gosh. So when she said that she was going to be here taking care of you, how did you receive that?
So for the first time, so she asked me, she said, so I call her Papa, which is baby in Tamil. So for the first time, she asked me, who's Papa's strong girl, And, something just hit me. I felt she's not a baby anymore. Why am I trying to protect her like a baby, She's becoming her own person.
That was when you realized she's growing up.
Yes. Right? Those moments when you actually realize your child is...
And she comforted you.
Exactly.
Rather than the other way around.
Yeah. So she comforted me. And I have this small story to share with
Please
you.
share. I would love to hear it.
When I was young, around her age, I was 7-8 years old. We come from a very humble background. My father was the only earning member. And I had very expensive tastes. So I kept asking.
Tell me more.
So my father kept, I would keep asking my father, buy me this, buy me that. And then one day, out of nowhere, my father came with a small notebook. He said, this is this month's budget. Take the money. This is the note. You note down. And whatever money you save at the end of the month is yours to spend. And
How old were you?
I think I was 7-8 years by
Okay,
then.
about the same age as your daughter.
And then I started writing down, rent, this, grocery, this. And by end of the month, I realized we hardly had any money left.
Your father is smart one.
And without him telling me no, it made me realize the family situation. And of course, I didn't become a saint overnight. But of course,
That would be awesome. Every parent's dream.
but I definitely stopped, asking so many things. And it gave me that realization that we often keep telling our children no without telling them why. And my father trusted me enough to trust that, these decisions will actually make me wiser. And I thought I should do the same thing with my daughter as well.
But he showed you, he didn't tell.
Yes.
And you're practicing this with Andrea as well?
Yes. So that's when I thought, okay, I have to give her the power to choose herself. And I have to give her the trust that whatever the decision may be, I will be by her side. And that's something that I wanted to empower her. And one such decision, which was a very major decision, came through last year when I thought last year she was 10 years old. And I thought this was not the great time for her to move her environments and come to Singapore because she was pretty settled.
By 10 years old.
By 10 years, she had her
Yes.
group of friends, her
Yeah.
environment, she had a routine, and she was pretty happy with her 2 dogs and birds.
And her grandparents are meeting her needs as well. Yes.
So I thought that I shouldn't change her environment. But of course, I wanted her to decide that. So I made her sit down and I told her, this is what I feel. What do you think about it? So she said, I wish you were here.
Wouldn't every daughter want, every child want their mother next to them? Yes.
And then she said, but don't worry, I know why you are there, what you're doing. I'm very happy with Amachi Tata. That's what she calls my parents. I'm very happy here. Just keep coming to see me. Keep coming here. And I was very thankful that my parents had stepped over and taken into those shoes for me. My mother, though I'm not there, she takes care of my child and she's there to fill all those gaps that I'm not able to do. And that really gives me that peace of mind. I think I'll be eternally grateful to my mom for that. That gave me the happiness that she understood the situation. She wasn't that child who was, not understanding what our reality was.
So at this stage, how did that land with you when you heard this?
Of course, on the outer side, when you hear this, you feel very happy. But being a mother, the first thought that actually came into me was the guilt of leaving her alone, right? I think that's something that never goes
And
away.
it carries on even to today.
Yeah, I think that's a small part of it which is always there.
So at this stage, she understood what cancer was. Oh, how was that conversation? You were sharing that you wanted to tell her that it was an illness. Did you tell her the full story in the end?
Yes. So after this, when this happened, of course, then she asked, but why did you take this decision, that I should stay here? And then I told her that, mom had cancer.
At that time, you were already in
I was
remission
almost
already?
finishing
Yeah.
my
Oh, okay.
treatment.
So you can say had already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said I had cancer and these were the treatments that I had gone through.
So you explained it to her?
Yeah.
Was she angry with you?
No, she wasn't.
She's very matured for her age.
She said, I knew. And I said, how can you know? She said, you brought me to hospitals where it was written oncology. So I Googled what is oncology.
So she understood then the gravity of it.
Yeah. And I said that, it can happen. Now I'm very well, but there can be a time when I may have to go far from you. And I said for treatment, of course, I didn't want to give her the gravity of not living.
I know what you're referring to, yeah.
But I said, this can happen. And Mama wants you to, be a strong girl.
Did you say goodbye to her in that moment? Yes, you did.
That was...
Oh my gosh, Jen.
So I said that, I want you to take more decisions for yourself and we will do it all together. Remember, whatever you do, even if you do mistake, Amma is there. And if I'm not here, Tata and Ammaji, your grandparents are here.
I'm just trying to imagine having to say goodbye to my own child, and that's so painful too. I can't even imagine it, but you had to do that. But that's your reality.
That was my reality. And somehow, when your life becomes unpredictable, you think about that point of not only preparing yourself, but also preparing your loved ones around you so that at some point they are prepared for this. I think as a mother, the want of being able to control is so much. That's the fear which was there in me. What if, what if, what if? I wanted to let go of that control. It's very difficult. There are days when I still cry. Of course, being a mother, you want to have that control. But I think in a way, it has also given me the opportunity to live without the guilt of what if I'm not here.
So the journey has taught you to let go as a mother and to really trust in your daughter's independence, her growing independence, basically. I love that you said that you spoke with her. You didn't speak for her. That speaks so much to the bond that you both have now built. And coming back to people who say, why aren't you there with your daughter? This bond is unshakable. Nobody can say anything about the bond you share with Andrea today. So I would like to pat you on the back. That is amazing, this bond that you've built. And it's very beautiful as well. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Your arms were always open when I needed a hug. Your heart understood when I needed a friend. Your gentle eyes were stern when I needed a lesson. Your strength and love has guided me and gave me wings to fly like a fairy. Happy birthday, Amma.
And coming back to your journey here, you are here and you are away from Andrea, and you've decided to start a diary for her. And when you started this diary for her, you have hope that she would read it one day, right? Do you plan to give it to her?
Of course.
When?
She is a little young now, but I haven't yet thought about a specific age. But maybe after she turns 15 or 16. So this is
Or
like
21. Every parent want to delay until you become an adult. When am I an adult? 18, 21? I don't know.
So this is more like a monthly thing that I do where I stick some pictures that we had taken, some activities, how do I feel? And there are so many things that I want to share that tomorrow, if I'm not there,
Yes, she can read this. What do you hope that she understands from what you write in your diary for her?
one thing that I want her to understand is she doesn't have to do this all alone. And that brings also to one of the point that I definitely want to tell all these single mothers that oftentimes we feel that we have become this warrior who have to face everything alone, right? We don't want our children to know, our parents to know, and that somehow brings the burden. We don't have to do it alone. I think let's share. Sharing is truly caring. So I found that the days when I was weaker, my close friends, my family, my extended circle, they stood strong for me. They gave me that hope. And I keep saying this, if you weren't born into a village, create one for you.
No, look at you. You left home with 100 Sing dollars in your hands. And look where you are now today, Jen. But I love that you said that you are not leaving her behind, but you are teaching her to thrive, to grow up, to be a stronger woman with all the tools that she needs. What does it mean for you as a mother today?
For me, it means you don't have to hold on to your children, and proximity alone doesn't matter. You don't have to be perfect. We often are into that loop of being perfect.
Yes.
I think I have left that thought behind that I don't want to be perfect. I just want to be real. And my child will see that. that I'm real, and being our authentic self is all that matters.
Especially for girls, right? You know, when she goes into the teenage years and they look in the magazines and the world is saying you need to be this certain body shape or look a certain way to feel accepted. You know, as ladies, as women, we always want to be accepted and we always want to have a place where we call our own as well, you know. So I love that you are modeling this for her, Jen, and that she can see this not just in you, but in your father, her grandfather as well. So that's really beautiful. I love this picture. And I hope that, people can catch some of this strength that you carry in yourself, Jen. So, to another mother who might be facing illness or getting diagnosed, or even facing a hard choice today, what would you like to leave with them?
I think I have few things to say. The first thing is, what's right for you is right for you, and we don't need validation at all on that. So what's right for me,
100%.
it's just to learn to listen to our gut and not to feel guilty. A plus B equal to C may be okay for someone, but for me it might be just B equal to C, right? And the very ability to think about that. And the second thing is to lean on that. The more we share, to find a group of our people, it can be friends, it can be family, can be unknown strangers, but as long as you can lean on them. Most of the times, if you see, since we don't share it with people, people don't even know how to help us, which happened with me. But the moment I started opening up that this is what I need, people were there for me. So that's something that I would really ask the mothers to do. From my own experience, that we don't have to be in control of everything. I think the more we let go, somehow I find a happiness in it.
That was Jen Siemon, a mother whose story showed us that love is not about holding on, but very much about trusting love enough to let go. And her journey shows us that family isn't only about proximity, but very much about how you show up in love, even when life threatens to pull you apart. And listening to Jen share her story, I keep thinking about her daughter's words. I'm okay, Mama, I'm happy. Just keep coming to visit me. And that shows us love when it has grown up. It's not about goodbye, but very much about release. You've been listening to In Mother Words. If this conversation has touched your heart, please share it with another mama who needs to lean into some of the strength that Jen has showed us today.